Hi everyone, my name is Em. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a video on how I changed my mentality to from being a victim to just accepting it and changing my ways and my thought process to become a better version of myself. I freaking hate how mean people can be. And one thing I hate about myself is that I can get pretty naive, and sometimes I feel like if I'm nice to people, if I'm nice to the world, then the world or people are going to be nice to me. Like, that's just a fucked up thing to even have. So, in this specific instance, let's backtrack. So, in 2019, I did a pageant, and this is how I looked in the pageant. And I feel like I look the same, but the big difference is my weight. My weight has not been the same. In my pageant, during my pageant year, I was about 145, and I'm 5'8" for reference. I'm 5'8" and I'm 145. And I had to wear 6-inch heels, and I remember that during that time when I was training, the director's husband asked me, like, Em, like, why do you always like slouch? Like, because we would always have to wear like 6-inch heels, and I was the tallest one. Even without the heels, I was the tallest one. And when I wore the heels, I was even taller. And the director's husband go, why are you slouching? Like, are you trying to like, are you trying to make yourself a lot smaller than what you are? Like, metaphorically. I was like, yeah, because like I feel like a giant. Like, I feel weird. Like, I've always been the tallest one since I was a kid. Like, out of all my girlfriends, I'm literally like a beanstalk next to them. And so when that happened, when I did the pageant, I my goal wasn't to win. My goal was to strictly just gain confidence in whatever way I could, especially mentally and of course physically. It was my first time wearing a bikini in my whole entire life. It was my very first time. I was a swimmer growing up, so I only wore one piece, and so when I wore a bikini, it was really out of my comfort zone. I didn't win, which I was completely fine with because my goal was not to win. My goal was just to gain the confidence, and I definitely did gain the confidence mentally, maybe physically a little bit, but definitely mentally a lot than I thought I would. And surprisingly, my mom was actually very proud of me, and that's rare. That's rare coming from a Chinese parent for them to say they're proud of you. 7 years later, 2024, this is 2024 now, around like March, I think, I was in the car with my friend and I randomly got a text from this random number. It's a masked number, so I didn't know who it was. And it says, girl, you peaked in 2019. You think that pageant you did helped you be quote unquote confident, but anyone with eyes can see that your IG donut photo is edited to slim your cheeks and waist. Let's be very serious. So, what she's referring to is this photo. You can very much see that I edit my waist. And what is it? What did she say? My cheeks. Yes. I edited like my double chin out, and also I slimmed my waist. It's clearly shown that you can see that it's Photoshopped. It's very Photoshopped, right? But at that time, my IG account is private. So I didn't care because I literally thought that like my friends or like the people who follow me on Instagram wouldn't say such things to me. And even if they did, because one, I wasn't like a public figure, I'm still not a public figure, but like if you wanted to say something to my face, just say it to my fucking face, you know? But I said, hi, did you get the wrong number? And he or she said, no, Emily. And I said, what's your name? I don't recognize this number. This is the original photo of how it looked. Clearly, this original photo, like now that I look back, I'm like, it's not even that bad. Like now I weigh heavier than that photo. And it doesn't look bad whatsoever. And it's crazy because when she said that to me, I felt so offended. Like I was like, like, first off, if you want to say something mean to me, like I'm not very much a confrontational person, but I will stand up for myself. If you say something to me, we're going to have an actual conversation. We're going to have an actual discussion. Don't talk smack behind my back, and don't have a masked number so that you can say mean stuff to me. If you have time to find a masked number and text me that, why won't you just DM me, or, since you have my number, message me so that we can talk in private? Like, why do you have to be such a bully, and why do you have to cyberbully and harass me and be so mean? Because those words hurt so bad. Now, just because I did a pageant doesn't mean that I don't have insecurities as well. What that person didn't know is that throughout that time, I got really sick. I got really sick. And then in 2024, I was diagnosed with PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. And if anyone knows about polycystic ovarian syndrome, it's a bitch because you will gain a lot of weight. You will fluctuate. You will hurt. Like, the cramps is a whole different type of cramp. Don't be mean if you don't know what the hell I'm going through, right? And teach you guys how I learned to change that victim mentality that I had because I was being attacked, right? I was being attacked for editing a photo, okay? And what's crazy is that when I was with someone at that time, when that picture was taken, and when I edited it, he goes, "Oh, I can tell that you edited the photo," but he didn't say anything, and I was like, I don't care, like, it's my photo, it's my Instagram, I can post whatever I want. And so I did, right? I posted it, and looking back at that edited photo, it's so cringy, and I question myself, like, why did I even do that? Because again, I remember when that incident happened, when I got that text, I literally was telling a few of my close girlfriends how much emotional pain it caused me. Like, I was not doing well mentally, right? I was not doing well mentally. I was literally playing the victim, right? Playing the victim, blaming that, like, why would she be so mean? Like, why can't she just say it to my face? Like, why does she have to bully me, harass me, like, hurt my feelings? But, like, do they care? No. Because if they did care, they wouldn't have said it in the first place. So I remember that whole year, I let that define me. I let that one comment define me. And so throughout the rest of 2024, I I rarely ever went out. I mean, I was dating at the time, but I wasn't really confident in the things that I would wear. I would always, like, you could just tell my mood was just pissed off, and it was just off because I let one comment affect me. One comment, and it was technically my fault because I edited the photo. There's nothing wrong. Like, sometimes I smile too big and my gums show, and I don't really like that about myself. But the picture itself was nothing wrong. Like, my body, there was nothing wrong with my body. Like, I wish I had that body now. I'm a lot heavier than that photo. That one comment caused me so much anxiety and paranoia that, like, whenever I would go outside or if I need to go outside, I would get very scared because I would feel like someone's gonna throw acid on me because of a photoshopped picture. It's that was how bad it was. One thing about me is that I really like, one of my strengths, is that after a long day, my favorite thing to do at the end of the day is lay in my bed, listen to music, and just reflect. That's my favorite thing to do. And I remember there were several nights where, almost like every night, where I was questioning, why am I letting this one comment affect me so much? Like, why have to, like, I kept blaming it that person, he or she, whatever, right? I kept blaming them, saying, why can't they just say it to my face? Why do they have to um just be mean and say hurtful things and like who are you? Like, just tell me who you are so that we can have an actual conversation. For this specific instance in my life, PCOS affects my weight a lot. I don't really get body hair as much. I do get acne. Like, okay, this is, you can see like my um can you see, like, okay, the sunlight, I have like a texture problem, and then I also have acne. I know it's not as bad as some, but I definitely worked really hard in my skincare to make sure that I don't have any breakouts. But I did have really bad breakouts. I will pop up some pictures, and if you guys want to see a skincare routine, let me know. It's not anything crazy, but I do try to keep it as high maintenance as possible because I do believe that, like, you should go cheap on your skin. The 4 steps that I did to combat the not become a victim anymore is accepting my PCOS diagnosis, deleting all the Photoshop apps, staying hydrated as much as I can, and staying active as much as I can, like walking. I told myself that I'm gonna first delete all of my Photoshop apps. I'm gonna delete all of them because I don't want that negativity. That negativity already caused me emotional pain from someone that won't tell me who they are, and they decide to just bully me, cyberbully me. So first, I'm going to delete those apps because I don't want that negativity, and I should learn to accept my body and learn to work with what I have now, right? Because I'm not going to starve myself to death. I don't want to do that, right? I have done that, but I don't want to do that. And I need to accept the fact that I have PCOS. Like, I just have to accept it, right? And I'm working really hard to not let my PCOS get any worse. Next, I'm going to, okay, this next one, it's kind of, I'm still working on it because I don't really like doing it. I hate working out. Like, I just hate working out. I think ever since I stopped swimming in high school, I just kind of lost myself and I gave myself up. And that's not an excuse, right? You should always be living a happy and healthy lifestyle, physically and mentally, spiritually, whatever, right? You have to be healthy. And so, what I would do is, because I'm a caretaker, I would walk to my grandma's house. Instead of taking a bus or taking an Uber, I don't drive, by the way. I like to walk. I don't run. I have a really bad ankle. I'm just not a huge fan of working out. And I know I have to work out, but I'm going to find it in my own ways. From my house to my grandma's place, it's about, if I walk really fast, because I do have long legs, maybe like 20-25 minutes. But if I take my time, half an hour. And that's, what the heck? Sorry, my hair. That's more than enough time to get my steps in, right? And whenever I do errands, if I can walk, I will walk. And I will get lazy. I will get really lazy. But I will force myself because I don't want to look big, you know? I don't want to look, to be honest, I want to look like how I looked in my pageant years. Well, I was like, what, 18, 19? It's like 7 years later, and I'm not that weight anymore. And it's going to be very hard for me to be on that weight anymore because metabolism. But I think I looked better in clothes at that size, right? I dress very minimally. I don't really dress anything like out there or anything like that. I don't really like patterns. I like solid colors, monochromatic things. And just wearing those at that size, I know I just feel more confident. That's just the honest truth. Like, I just feel more confident with wearing clothes that I like at that time. If I was to wear it now, I would not. I would literally be pinpointing myself and nitpicking every insecurity that I ever possibly have. I still get insecure sometimes, and that's okay. But one thing that I really take pride in is my resilience. I'm not insecure when it comes to my resilience. I've been through way too many thunderstorms to be bothered by raindrops. Next, I drink a lot of water. And I guess one thing that cleared my acne, well, not say clear, but like less pimples, is I drink a lot of water. I would chug like bottles and bottles of water just to keep myself hydrated. And then I keep up with my doctor's visits. I go see my OBGYN every few months. I'm also on medication for insulin resistance. It's just the small baby steps that you have to do in order for you to kind of, that's how I do it. Like, I just learned how to accept my reality. Like, that's my reality. Don't like negative energy. I don't like feeling any negative emotion. So in order for me to not feel that way, I have to change my thinking. Sometimes I wish I can just go back to my 145-pound M, but I can't, right? Maybe I can, but it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a lot harder than what it was. And I don't want to be a victim. I think you shouldn't be a victim either. If you have a way to change your thoughts and change how you look at a situation, look at it at a different perspective, I assure you, you're going to be a lot happier, and you're not going to be so hard on yourself because you just look at things differently. You try to understand all perspectives as much as you can. Like, yes, it was mean for that person to say what they said to me, but technically it's me. I'm being mean to myself. I was editing my body, right? I edited it to make sure I had like a slim waist, slim cheeks, but I don't, my reality is that I don't have that, right? I'm just psyching myself out thinking that I do. And I feel like every time that I look at that photo or any photo that I ever photoshopped, I'm gonna feel even more shittier because I feel like I have to match that expectation and I'm gonna even be more hard on myself. Like, it makes no sense. If there's a situation where you can change your mentality and you didn't self diagnose yourself as a victim, then that's all that matters, right? It's just about baby steps. And none of you guys need Photoshop. None of you guys need to be so hard on yourself and be mean to yourself. You guys are so beautiful inside and out. And I know that as long as you carry yourself with grace every single day, you be kind, you pay it forward, you remember to smile, right? You're gonna be the prettiest version of yourself that you can ever be. And I think that's most important. And people can definitely see it. When you shine and from your inner self, it really shows on the outside. And some people are just jealous, right? Some people just want to be you and just jealous of what you have. And to this day, I don't know who that person is. I do have a feeling on who it is, but regardless, I don't really care anymore. You know, I changed my number. And so I'm the type of person that, like, if there's a problem, I find a solution. And if that solution, whether I like it or not, to accept it, right? I have to accept that there's a solution. You either like me for me or you're not gonna like me for me, and I don't give a fuck if you don't. So the most bravest thing you can do is accept your reality. And I know that you guys can do this. I know that whoever is watching this, you are amazing. You can do it. You will prosper. You will flourish. You will blossom. And everything will be okay. Hopefully this video, I know it's kind of all over the place. I'm still working on like accumulating my thoughts properly in order. But if this video did help you, just let me know, and I would love to hear your story. And I just hope that everything will be okay for you. If you like more of these videos, please give it a thumbs up, comment,